Hello coders, today I'm going to solve LeetCode problem number 102, binary tree level order traversal. It's a medium level problem and what we are asked is to traverse the tree level by level, which means that we traverse the first node first and then all of its children and then its children and so on. So by instinct we know that we could solve this problem using a queue, but now there is a problem. If we use queue only and simply push the elements without performing any other operations, what we will get, our result would be 3, 9, 20, 15 and 7, which is a single array. But what we need is our result to be an array of arrays. So each level will be a different array and then we push them to our final result. So that is what we're gonna do, and we can still implement it using breadth first search because we are still traversing the tree one level at a time. So let me dive into the problem, into solving the problem. Okay, so first of all we need a queue to solve the problem, and in JavaScript we implement queue using an array. So we push into the queue, which is of one time complexity, and then we pop out of the queue, or we not actually pop but we shift from the queue to get the first element, and that is of n time complexity. So I create a queue, I push my first element, which is root, and then I also push the level of that element, so it's in the level 0, right? So I push the level of the element, and now I define my result, which is also an array, and I define another variable level and also a sub array, which is children array. Okay, now while the length return result, while queue the length we need to check if, okay, so I first of all will shift let r equals to q shift, and then I need to check is r null. If it is null, so when ti and we continue because here in case of 9 it doesn't have any left or right node, right? But 20 has left and right node, so we just continue to our next element in the queue. If it has some of the value, if r has some values, then we are gonna push that to our children array, and then we also need to push our value to our result array, right? But and when will that happen? It will happen when our level is changing. So when I transfer from this level to this level, so I traverse 3 and then I start traversing 9. So when I traverse 9, I know this is a different level, so that is when I push 3 to my array, my result. Now next iteration I push 20, so in my these two are in the same level, so we don't push them to our result yet, but we push them to our children's result. So I'm gonna push children to my result, and then level is equals to L. Okay, what's L here? L is this thing, and then children is empty array, push R, and then q dot push left of R, and then push right of the node, and that's all. Well, what's wrong here? So let me see. What's happening is we have q, we have root, comma 0, okay, we have an R and L, so R is equals to the root. When I unshift, R is the root and L is equals to 0, and then level, which is equals to 0, is equals to L, so children is R is pushed to children, and then I push the left and the right with an updated level value, so 1 and 1. Next time I get a 9 and L is equals to 1, and then now level 0 is not equals to 1, so in the result I push my I push my children. I need to push a value here. Okay, but still my answer is not complete because what happened here is we missed this thing. So I am at the last, in case of the last level, so I pushed 15 and 7 to the queue, and now I shift from the queue. I shift 15, which is at level 2, and since it is changing level, my children at previous level are pushed to the result and level is updated, and then it's 15 is pushed to children. Next I push the left and right of the 15, which are both null, and then in the next iteration I pop 7, and what happens here is level is equals to L, so now to the children I push the value of 7, and then I push both the left and right, which are null. Now once I come here I see both are null, right? Left now all the elements in the queue are null, so I'll just keep continuing, and then when the length is equals to 0 I get out of the while loop, but I have not yet pushed my children to the result, right? So that is what we need to do. So now I'll get the correct result. Great. Now talking about the time complexity, oopsie, okay. Alright, so if root is null, then return an empty array. So this is for the case when there is no tree at all. Cool. Now talking about the time complexity, we have a queue and we are moving through each of the element in the queue, and the while loop has of n, so of n time complexity. This will be of n time complexity for while loop, and that's all.